Hello everyone, this is Surya Kaushal sir and today I am going to discuss the exercise numericals of NCERT from first chapter electric charge and electric field. So friends, before start numericals, I firstly want to discuss some formula which used from question first to question 12 because in this video I will discuss the numericals from question 1 to question 12. Okay. So friends, first formula which used to solve the numerical is Coulomb's law. According to Coulomb's law, for electrostatic force acting between two charges will be equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 q2 by r square. Okay, let us suppose these two charges q1 and q2 which are separated by a small distance r. So the electrostatic force act between these two charges will be equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into q1 q2 by r square, which can be right here k q1 q2 by r square, because this k is equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. This is first formula. Another one, gravitational force. Okay, so gravitational force will be equals to g m1 m2 by r square, where g is the gravitational constant which you have already studied in class 11th. And third formula which used to solve the numerical in this chapter will be E equal to force per unit test charge. Okay, E is electric field, so here electric field intensity will be equals to k q by r square. Okay, and this k will be equals to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. And another formula is torque. Okay, so torque will be equals to electric dipole moment into electric field into sine theta. Okay, theta is the angle between electric dipole moment and electric field, and where electric dipole moment will be equals to q into 2l. 2l is what? It is dipole length. Okay, so p will be equals to, p is what? Dipole moment. Electric dipole moment will be equals to charge into dipole length. So we are going to start the numerical from question first to 12. So friends, in question first, the question is given here two charges q1 is equals to 2 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and another charge q2 which is equals to 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Okay, these two charges q1 and q2 which are separated by a distance 30 centimeter apart. Okay, this 30 centimeter distance is between q1 and q2, and in this question we will find the electrostatic force acting between these two charges. Okay, so friends, firstly we will convert it into SI unit. This is 30 centimeter, so it will be equals to 30 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter. Okay, so friends, according to Coulomb's law, we can write here F is equals to k q1 q2 by r square, where the value of k will be equals to 9 into 10 to the power 9 into the value of q1 is what? 2 into 10 to the power minus 7, and the value of q2 3 into 10 to the power minus 7, and the value of r is 30 into 10 to the power minus 2, or we can write it 0.3 to the whole square, because here is square. So we will get 9 into 2 into 3 into 10 to the power, on solving this, minus 5 divided by 9 into 10 to the power minus 2, on solving this. Okay, so we will get 6 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton. It will be the answer of this question. Okay, this question is very simple question. So we are going on second question. Here in this question, two charges are given. The value of one spherical charge is 0.4 microcoulomb and another charge is minus 0.8 microcoulomb, which are separated by a small distance r, and the electrostatic force acting between them is 0.2 Newton. Okay, so in this question we will find the distance between these two sphere A and B. Okay, between these two charged sphere, let us suppose the distance is r. So according to Coulomb's law, we can write here F is equals to K Q1 Q2 by R square. I have already discussed before solving the numericals. We will convert all the values in the SI unit form. So here the value of charge Q1 is 0.4 microcoulomb and it will be converted into coulomb. So 0.4 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Okay, and the value of charge Q2 is what? It is minus 0.8 microcoulomb. So it will be converted into coulomb, and the value of this will be equals to 0 minus 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. So friends, now here we can put the value of force. It is equals to 0.2 Newton, and the value of K is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into Q1 is what? 0.4 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb, and the value of Q2 is magnitude of this is what? 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 6. We will take here the magnitude of this charge because we are going to find the distance. So, and sorry, here will be square. So R square. So here R square will be equals to, this will come here, and 9 into 4 8 is 32. So 0.32 into 10 to the power minus 6 and minus 6 12. So here will be minus 3 upon 0.2. So on solving this, we will get R square will be equals to 1 into 144 into 10 to the power minus 4. So R will be equals to root over 144 into 10 to the power minus 4. We will get 12 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter, or it can be written 12 centimeter. In part B, it is asking about the force acting on the second sphere. Okay, so as we know, the Coulomb's law, according to Coulomb's law, the electrostatic force also follow the third Newton's law. The each forces will be equal but in opposite direction. So the force acting on second charge will be also equals to 0.2 Newton. The third question is given on your screen. In this question, we will find or we will prove the value of Ke square upon G me into mp is dimensionless, where K is what? It is electrostatic constant, E is electron, G is what? Universal gravitational constant, and m is the mass of electron and mp is the mass of proton. In this, we will prove Ke square upon G me into mp is a dimensionless quantity. Okay, so friends, we can write it here Ke square upon G me into mp. As we know, here we can divide from R square in above and downward also. In numerator and denominator, we are going to divide by R square. Okay, so here we will get Ke square upon R square. E square mean what? It is charge. So K Q1 Q2 by R square is equals to electrostatic force. So we can write here Ke square upon R square is a electrostatic force. It is an electrostatic force, and G, as you know, G m1 m2 by R square is a gravitational force. So here we can write Fg. Okay, it is gravitational force. As we know, the SI unit of force is Newton, and this will be also Newton, so it will cancel, and we are getting unitless and unitless quantity, unitless quantity, so it will be dimensionless, dimensionless. We have proved here. Now we will find the value of this given equation. As we know, the value of k is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into the value of E is what, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and here square, so here will be also square, and the value of G is 6 into 6, sorry 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 into the value of mass of electron. This is mass of electron and this is mass of proton. So the value of mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg, and the value of this MP will be equals to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27. On solving this question, we will get the answer. This will be equals to 2.39 into 10 to the power 39. It is dimensionless, so we can't write here the unit of it. In question 4a, okay, here we will give the statement electric charge of a body is quantized. Okay, so friends, as we know, according to quantization of charge, the total charge of a body will be always equals to the integral multiple of fundamental unit of charges. Okay, the total charge of a system will be always equal to the integral multiple of fundamental unit of charge. So this is known as the quantization of charges. And in section B, it is given, why can one ignore quantization of electric charge when dealing with macroscopic or large scale charges? Okay, so friends, as we know, in large scale or in macroscopic form, the value of charge of electron will be negligible. So quantization of charge is not considered in macroscopic level. Here the question number 5 is also a theory based question. In this question, when a glass rod is rubbed with a silk cloth, the charges appear on both. A similar phenomena is observed with many other pairs of bodies. Explain how this observation is consistent with the law of conservation of charge. So friends, when a glass rod will be rubbed by a silk cloth, okay, a glass rod, it is a glass rod, when it is rubbed by a silk cloth, then the number of electron gained by silk will be always equal to the number of charges lost by glass. Or now in question 6, 4-point charges QA equal to 2 microcoulomb, QB equal to minus 5 microcoulomb, QC equal to 2 microcoulomb and QD equal to minus 5 microcoulombs are located at the corner of square ABCD of side 10 centimeter. What is the force on a charge of 1 microcoulomb placed at the center of the square? So friends, in this question, there is a square ABCD. Let us consider a square A, B, C and D. Each corner of this square charges is placed. At point A, there is 2 microcoulomb charge. At point B, QB, it is equals to, this is QA, this is equals to minus 5 microcoulomb. At point C, it is QC, which is equals to 2 microcoulomb. And at point D, it is QD, which is equals to minus 5 microcoulomb. One another charge is placed at the center of its diagonal on which they bisect to each other. The magnitude of this charge is 1 microcoulomb. Now we will calculate the total force acting on this 1 microcoulomb charge by QA, QB, QC and QD. It is very simple question but little bit tricky. Here the distance from O to A is equals to the distance from O to C. Similarly, OB will be equals to OD because the diagonals of a square bisect each other. So we can say that the force due to this charge will be repulsive in this direction because both are positive nature, and from C it is also repulsive nature, so it will be in this direction. Okay, so this force is F1, this is also F1 but in opposite direction. Both forces are equal but in opposite direction because distance between them is equal and also the magnitude of charges are also equal. So both forces will cancel out. Similarly, the force acting on D due to O will be in this direction and due to B will be in this direction. Both forces will be equal but in opposite direction, so they will also cancel out. Okay, and the resultant force means F net will be equals to 0. So on this charge, this 1 microcoulomb charge, the total force acting will be equals to 0. Now question number 7. In this question, in first part, an electrostatic field line is a continuous curve, that is a field line cannot have sudden break. Why not? This is also a theory based question. So friends, as we know, always electric field lines emit from positive charge and emerges on negative charge. Okay, so if in the path of this electric field line there is a negative charge, so it will stop here, or you can say that it emits from here and emerges on negative charge. But if there is no negative charge in its path, so it will goes to the infinity. Okay, so there is no break in the path of this electric field line if there is no negative charges in its path. In second part, explain why two field lines never cross each other at any point. Okay, friends, here as we know, the electric field line always emit from positive and emerges on negative. Suppose this is also another electric field line which emit from positive and emerges on negative. As we know, the direction of electric field line is tangential at every point. Okay, suppose at this point the direction of electric field will be in this direction, and from this point the direction of electric field line will be in this direction. Okay, so the direction of electric field line will be always tangential. So we can say if electric field line cross to each other, or you can say intersect with each other, then at only one point there will be two direction of electric field lines, but in the vector form it cannot be possible. So we can say that two electric field lines can never intersect to each other. In this question, two charges are given here. One charge is QA, which is equals to 3 microcoulomb, and another charge is minus 3 microcoulomb. Okay, which are separated by a distance 20 centimeter apart. Between these two charges, a point, another point is C. This is point A, this is point B, and this is another point C. Which point is at equal distance from both charges? So this will be also equal to 10 centimeter, and this will be 10 centimeter. So we will find here the electric field, the total electric field by these two charges at point C. Friends, as we know, from the positive charge the electric field will be outward. Okay, from the positive charge the electric field will be outward. So we can say that the direction of EA means electric field due to first charge which is placed at A will be here, and the electric field direction due to this charge which is placed at B will also be inward. So the direction of both electric field lines is along the same direction. As we know, the distance between these 2 points and these 2 points also equal, and the magnitude of the charges is 3 microcoulomb, so charges are also equal. So we can say that the magnitude of electric field will be same, and here the direction is also same. So we can write here the net electric field will be equals to EA plus EB, because both are in the same direction and also equal. So we can write 2 into EL, we can write here, okay, 2 into EA, because both are equal and also in the same direction. So 2 into the value of EA is what? K QA by R square. Here the value of K will be equals to 9 into 10 to the power 9. The value of QA is 3 microcoulomb, so we can convert it into coulomb. So 3 into 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb divided by the distance between these two is 10 centimeters. So we can write 0.1 meter to the square. Now we can write here the net electric field will be equal to 2 into, on solving this, 9 3 is 27 into 10 to the power 3 upon 10 to the power minus 2. Okay, now on solving this we will get 5.4 into 10 to the power 6 Newton per coulomb. Okay, this will be the answer of first part of this question. Second part, we will find the total force acting at point C due to this charge which placed at A and also which is placed at B. As we know that also here electrostatic force can be write here Q into E, because here electric field are known. So the value of Q is 1.5. Here the charge is given, which value is 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb into the value of electric field, which I have find here 5.4 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, so we can write it 8.1 into 10 to the power minus 3 Newton towards B, because also the direction of force will be in the same direction of electric field line. So the direction of this force will be towards B. Now question 9. In this question, a system has two charges, QA is equals to 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb and QB is equals to minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. So here we can say that it is a dipole because both charges are equal. So here two charges are given, QA is equals to 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb and QB is minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Okay, and both charges are placed, the charge QA is placed at point A and the charge QB is placed at point B, okay, along the Z direction, because here we can say that the x-axis coordinate is 0, y-axis coordinate is also 0 in both cases, but the z-axis coordinate is minus 15 centimeter and here 15 centimeter. Let us suppose this is z-axis and this point is point B and this point is point A and this is origin. Okay, so one charge is placed at A, the value of which charge is 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and the position of this charge is 0 0 minus 15 centimeter, and the another charge which is placed at point B is minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and the position vector of this charge is 0 0 and 15. So in first part it is asking the total charge of the system. Okay, so as we know that the total charge of the system Q net will be equals to QA plus QB, because the charges shows the additive nature. So we can write here the value of QA is plus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and the value of charge QB is minus 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and the sum of these two charges will be equals to 0. So the net charge of the system will be equals to 0 coulomb. Now in second part we will find the total dipole moment of these charges. So as we know, the electric dipole moment will be equals to the product of charge and dipole length. Here the magnitude of this charge is equals to 2.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb, and the dipole length is what? This point is 15 centimeter, and this is also 15 centimeter from the origin. So 15 and 15, it is equals to 30 centimeter. Okay, so 30 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter it will equals to. Now we will get this will equals to 75 into 10 to the power minus 9, or we can write here 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb. Sorry, not it is coulomb meter. Okay, so dipole moment of this system will equals to 7.5 into 10 to the power minus 8 coulomb meter, because the SI unit of charge is coulomb and the SI unit of length is meter, so it will be coulomb meter. Here in question 10 it is given the dipole moment is equals to 4 into 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb meter, and electric field is given 5 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb. Okay, and the angle between these two is equals to 2, theta is equals to 30 degree. It is a formula based question. Okay, because here we will find the torque of the system. So as we know that torque will be equals to PE sin theta. Here the value of P is 4 into 10 to the power minus 9 coulomb meter. The value of electric field is 5 into 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb, and the value of sin 30, because the value of theta is equals to 30, so the value of sin 30 will be equals to 1 by 2, and from this 2 it will cancel. So 5 to the 10 into 10 to the power minus 5, which can be write here 1 into 10 to the power minus 4 Newton meter. Here in question number 11, a polythene piece rubbed with wool is found to have a negative charge of 3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb. Okay, in first part, estimate the number of electrons transferred from which to which. As you know that here the value of charge of polythene is negative. Okay, the polythene becomes negative after rubbing. So we can say that the charge will be transferred from wool to polythene. Okay, because only electron can transfer from one body to another, and the charge of electron is negative charge. So we can say that the electron will transfer from wool to polythene, because positive charge cannot transfer from one body to another. Now we will find the number of transferred electron. So as we know that according to quantization of charge, Q is equals to NE. So here N will be equals to Q upon E. The value of Q is given here minus 3 into 10 to the power minus 7. We will write here only magnitude upon the charge of electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, so here the number of electron will be equals to 3 upon 1.6 into 10 to the power 12. On solving this, we will get 1.89 into 10 to the power 12, or it will be nearly equal to 1.9 into 10 to the power 12. Means the total number of charge transfer or the total number of electron transfer from wool to polythene will be equals to 1.9 into 10 to the power 12. In second part of the question, is there a transfer of mass from wool to polythene? Then the answer will be yes. Some masses will be transferred from wool to polythene because the electron has also some mass. So we can say that some mass of wool will also transfer in the polythene. Now in question number 12, in first part, two insulated charged copper sphere A and B have their centers separated by a distance 50 centimeter. What is the mutual force of electrostatic repulsion if the charge on each is 6.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb? The radii of A and B are negligible, means the radii of these spheres are negligible here compared to the distance of the separation. So friends, here the both charges are equal which are separated at a distance 50 centimeter apart. So here electrostatic force according to Coulomb's law will be equals to K Q1 means QA Q2 QB upon R square. Here the value of K will be equals to 9 into 10 to the power 9. The charge QA and QB both are equal, so we can write here 6.5 into 10 to the power minus 7 to the whole square divided by, it is 50 centimeter, so we can write here 0.5 meter to the whole square. Now we will get here F is equals to 9 into 6.5 into 6.5 into 10 to the power, this becomes 14 and minus 14 and 9, so it will be 5 upon minus 5 upon 25 into 10 to the power minus 2. Now this will cut 5 ja 25, 5 1 ja 5, 5 5 ja 25. It will also 1.3. Okay, it will equals to 5 1 ja 5 and 5 3 ja 15. Okay, so it will equals to 1.3 into 1.3. So here we can write 9 into 1.3 into 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 3. On solving this, we can write 1.5. It will be nearly equal to power minus 2 Newton, and the nature of force will be repulsive because the charge of both the charge of both sphere is positive, so like charges repel to each other, so the force will be repulsive in nature. In second part, what is the force of repulsion if each sphere is charged double and above amount and the distance between them is halved? So here if the both charges becomes double, okay, and the distance between them becomes half, means it will equals to 25 centimeter, and the value of this charge will equals to 2 into this. Okay, so we can write here K into 2QA into 2QB upon R by 2 to the whole square. So it will be equals to F equal to 2 to the 4 and 4 it will equals to 16. Okay, 16 K QA QB upon R square, means the force becomes 16 times to the F. Okay, so it can write here 16 into 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 2, and which will equals to 24 into 10 to the power minus 2, or we can write it 2.4 into 10 to the power minus 1 Newton. So friends, the remaining part of the numerical of this chapter will be discussed in my next video. So if you want more numerical or exercises, So you can subscribe my channel and like my video. Thank you guys.